Hello, everybody.
Hi.
We really wanted to talk to you about what can you expect in marriage. And really, this video is for two types of people. One is maybe you're not married, you're thinking about it. Maybe you're engaged. Or maybe you are married. And as we go through these stages, they'll probably ring a bell with you. And you say, okay, this will help you to figure out what can you look forward to in the future. So, interestingly, did some research on this, and what I found was pretty much what we have gone through in our almost 30 years of marriage.
Yes.
They're really 6 stages. We've gone through 5 of them, and so we will go into them throughout this video. So the fact that this very closely mirrors what we've gone through, I definitely think there's a lot of weight you can put into these stages.
Yes, indeed.
So let me start out. Let me set the picture here. You get married, you go through the ceremony, and then of course you go on your honeymoon. And that's really the first stage, is the honeymoon stage.
Oh yeah.
Right? And for us, it was exciting.
Oh yeah, we're so in love with each other. We were going everywhere holding hands. We were like really peas and carrots back then, We even got that nickname back then because we were always everywhere together, walking all over the place, holding hands and, just to love.
Right. And, we honeymoon, took the train, honeymoon in Niagara Falls, took the train down back to New York City. It was just a fun time. Now, I don't quite remember how long we were on that high. I definitely know we were on it. We were on that honeymoon high. It was just exciting, especially we dated for 4 years?
Yeah.
We dated for like 4 years. We dated in college. So we could finally get married after all this time. Honeymoon stage, let's be real, you can't keep your hands off each other. It's always, it's just a fun time. Yeah, it's a fun time. But like anything else, it comes to an end. The honeymoon stage comes to an end.
But it's not a bad thing.
Right.
You're growing. You're growing.
Right. In our example, we took the train to New York City, settled in eventually, and now we're coming down to earth, right? You got to deal with bills. You got to deal with each other, frankly, because we never lived together. So,
schedules,
right,
you're going to work and I'm going to work and, we're not seeing each other as much as we used to see each other.
Because in college we saw each other all the time.
Every single day.
Yeah, so it was a very different experience where we're settling into that routine in life. And that's the coming down to earth part. Yeah. You're settling into routines, you're getting to know each other really, because you wake up, the person is there, So it's
they have to use the bathroom. They have habits that you probably didn't know about, or maybe you did, and you took it for granted because you were so in love on cloud 9.
Yeah, everything gets forgotten when you're truly in the honeymoon, the love, the very intense stage. You overlook everything, and that's kind of leading into the next stage when you're like, you know what, that thing really bothers me. If they would just change this thing, things would be a lot better for me. That's the next stage. That's the third stage. It's kind of like you see things that you want to change. Now, some things need to change.
That's true.
That's reality. If it's destructive or if it's areas that your spouse really needs to grow, then they do need to work on those things. But understand that change is never, many times, not quick and easy. It would definitely take time. So you're in that stage where, they do things that irritate you. You say, well, please stop doing this, whatever that thing. And sometimes it's small things. It could be, it's not major things, but, it can add up. Not, the toilet seat, not putting it down or whatever they do.
Toothpaste tube or toilet paper roll.
They're not neat, and you're neat, and the other person is not neat. And in our case, I think we didn't have that issue. We were both kind of out there. So
very similar.
Yeah. So we didn't have that issue. We had other problems.
No.
So that's the third stage, and the fourth stage is kind of the grateful stage.
Oh yeah.
The person is still not doing the right thing with the toilet seat. They're still a mess. Maybe they've gotten better. Maybe but you kind of reach that stage. You say, you know what? It is what it is. I mean, this is who I have. You're grateful for them. Yeah. Probably by that time you've gone through some things together.
True.
And that person has been there for you, or hopefully that person was there for you.
Yeah.
And, you just think back to those times. There's so many good times that you can pull from that you had together. And that's that's the fourth stage, which is the grateful stage.
Yes, and prayer changes things. So you can be grateful for some of the changes that have occurred as well, because you prayed, because maybe you fasted, and it's something that really, really bothered you, and you wanted it changed, and God changed it for you. It may not always happen, but it is possible.
Absolutely. Now, this stage is kind of where we are. The reunited stage, to me, is almost like a second honeymoon. You kind of reach this point. You've been together for a while. You know each other well.
Yes.
Everything, skeletons are out of the closet, or should be by then. You kind of know each other's issues. So you kind of reunited. In our case, we've done a little more traveling. We went away for a couple of weekends, and even we had to fly to other places because of funerals, but it was still time to spend together. So it's kind of a fun stage. That's where we are in our relationship right now, and I would say it's a really great stage and an awesome stage to be in.
Yes, I agree.
Now, the last stage we haven't experienced yet, according to the research, is actually the most dangerous. And when I talk about it, there may be people in your life who you've seen this happen to. Maybe they're empty nesters, or they're caring for an elderly parent. They have a lot of stresses at that point. And sometimes, unfortunately, that can lead to affairs or divorce, and things happen. Like I said, you probably have some examples that you could think about where you've seen that happen. Maybe they've been married for 30, 40 years, and all of a sudden they're not married anymore. So this could be the most dangerous stage. I hope that we can weather that stage and make it through it.
Well, I do believe that we have a strong foundation in God and a very strong friendship over these years, and nothing just happens overnight. It's a process. Something has been building and building, which I believe why people just suddenly, they're married for all these years and then they get divorced.
Right.
It's not all of a sudden. There was something under the surface.
Right, and that's a great point. 'Cause maybe they didn't quite. Maybe they're married 40 years, but they're still in the third stage where they are still waiting for their spouse to change. They haven't.
And they quit.
Right, they haven't quite gotten out of that point. They haven't reached the grateful point. So that's an awesome thing that they said there, Jeanette.
Thank you.
Maybe their marriage has not progressed, and then after a while they decide they've just had enough.
Yeah, well, I strongly advocate counseling and prayer, and really pray about the decisions that you need to make. If there's a change that's really affecting your marriage in a negative way, maybe you want to consider separation. Maybe you want to consider time apart just to get things sorted out. But really pray about what God wants you to do in the situation.
So we really hope this video paints a picture of what married life is like. So like I said, if you're thinking of getting married, I'm pretty sure you're going to go through these stages. What I would say is don't give up, don't quit. Understand that we all have gone through it. We all have had difficult times. Hang in there, work together with your spouse, and you will make it through.
Yes, indeed. Well, thank you for watching, and thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you on the next video.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.